Hi, this is Daniel Roman for winteriscoming.net, and I'm so excited today to be here with Chris and Paul Weitz, the creators, writers, directors, general creative force behind Apple's Murderbot television show. How are you both doing today?
Good. Thanks so much.
Great.
For having
Thank you.
us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. So, how did you first become aware of the Murderbot books, and what made you want to adapt this for TV?
I like to choose books for their covers. And so I was in the bookstore and I saw these Murderbot books and the covers looked awesome. And I read it and I loved the characters so much and I loved the book so much. And I sent it to Chris and we both felt that it was something that we wanted to see if we could adapt or not. So really the big force here, frankly, is Martha Wells, the author of the books. It was a really great situation because the first book of the series is a novella, and we didn't have to remove anything from it. Like the first season maps onto the first book. We didn't have to remove anything from it. Occasionally we had to add something, but because Martha made herself available to us, we could bounce ideas off her, see if they made sense to her. So that was all like really reassuring.
One specific expansion that I'm really curious about, and I'm curious how the conversations with Martha Wells went, is the Rise and Fall of Sanctuary Moon. What made you decide to make that like a full-fledged, like guest starring almost production?
Yeah, I felt like it would be a shame if you didn't see inside of Murderbot's head and watch this show along with it. It's obviously a great target of opportunity, which is even more fun as a concept visually than it is in the book. So we just, I think, started riffing on what this show might be like and kind of leaned into our most kind of campy and exploitative instincts in a way. And then Martha, fortunately, was kind of amused by what we were coming up with.
It had to be all those things, and it had to be good because Murderbot is obsessed with the show. So, and rewatching some of David Lynch's work now and realizing that sort of if you pluck out a random moment from a David Lynch show, it might be a moment from a telenovela or from a soap opera or something. But there's also something kind of artistic going on with it. There's also an opportunity to delineate what the show was by saying it's not this. It's not sort of a tongue-in-cheek space opera.
Yeah. So something I loved about the series, I have seen it, is almost the amount of like meta commentary on television that you were able to do because of Sanctuary Moon. That's almost more suited to this medium than it would have been in the books. So were there any lines or bits or anything like that with Murderbot's TV obsession that were especially cathartic for you as creators to sneak in here?
Well, I think it is cathartic to say, actually, I know this is all just made up stuff and it's all set in space, but there actually is value to escapism, and that science fiction as well is a way to look at emotion and personhood, that it's valid. And so in spite of the fact that Murderbot loves this show that everyone else considers incredibly junky, it still has value to it. And the arguments that it has with the team members, which aren't really in the book, are kind of a fun part of the show.
Yeah, and once you've made a certain number of movies, there's at least a couple that might be your favorites, but which people might have, thought sucked at the time. So I really like that Murderbot is standing up for Sanctuary Moon, even when people say it's schlock.
Yeah, that I loved that very much. Super fun. Well, thank you both so much. I think we're just about out of time, but
thank you.
Congratulations on the series.
Oh,
Cheers.
thank you.
Thanks
really
so much.
Appreciate it. Thanks.